Note the disclaimer, and remember to like, comment, subscribe, and support me on Patreon, because every little donation helps. Hello out there! This is Wake Angel 2001, and I know I haven't made a lot of stuff this month, but that's because I'm concentrating on two really big things, and I decided to put aside all the little things to make so that I could just finish these things because I've been working on them for way too long. Although I did still find time to make the little minifigures, as is my Patreon obligation. This month we had AC Reinhardt, who wanted a white wisp. And, well, actually, he wants me to make the wisps, but we're starting with the white one. And as a bonus, it's going to be Yacker, the iconic white wisp that was an actual character in the game. And Jacob, my other $10 Patreon supporter, wanted me to make him Papago from Pop Team Epic. Yes, that's a thing too. So, let's go ahead and do the things. Alright, who here watches Toonami? Anybody remember the Pop Team Epic run? I think they still give it, like, now it's at 4 a.m., but when it first aired, it had the midnight slot. Yeah, Pop Team Epic is one of those gag anime. You don't really see gag anime make it to America very often because comedy tends not to translate very well from one region to another. It could be like inherent limitations of the language, like the number of syllables, how you arrange your pronouns and stuff, rhyming words, like and of course pop culture references aren't going to be universal from one country to another. So yeah, like this is just a thing that they don't do very often. Although I do remember one thing from Pop Team Epic was that at the end of every episode, they had these little fake promos for the next episode, which was like this slice of life anime about an idol who's fallen in love with this guy who was her manager, and I wanted to see that show. We don't get gag anime very often here in America. Well, we don't get those slice of life romantic comedy anime either. We mostly just get the action anime. I would have liked to see that one, fall in love with us next time. Okay, so the Papago figure was made pretty much the same way as I make any of my other minifigures. So that's why I didn't really talk about making her so much as I was just talking about my thoughts on the show itself. But as for Yacker, the White Wisp, I actually did have a little bit of differences here than the usual minifigure. First of all being that, it's basically a head with no torso. So what I did was I made all the bits that stick out separately and waited for them to harden. That includes the 3 tentacles, that little curly hair that only Yacker has, and the antenna, which I made out of wires so I wouldn't have to worry about them snapping or holding their shape. So once I made these parts, I attached the 3 tentacles together with a little piece of piece of epoxy that I made into a point, and then stuck that into a big grape-shaped piece of epoxy that I then stuck the antenna and the hair in, and then I made a little eye. Now with the eye, I actually used a clay tool to make a depression, and then made an eye to go in there, so it has a sense that it's actually an eye in a hole rather than just a picture of an eye on a flat plane. Given the relative simplicity of a wisp, I figured just a little bit of extra mile to make it look that much more realistic was a nice little point. And so we end this video with a nice wholesome shot of a space alien with tentacles standing next to an innocent schoolgirl. I don't think anything can go wrong there. We'll see you next time. Oh, and one last time, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and follow the link below to support me on Patreon. Remember, every little bit helps, and especially because, you just don't get as much from YouTube ads these days as you used to.